What is up, everyone? It's me, Rob, and today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to take care of minnows. Minnows are traditionally kept as bait to, catch other fish, or as feeder fish to feed the fish that you already caught. But these tips also work if you want to keep them as pets. First, they'll eat pretty much any food you give them. I recommend something that's blended with meat and plants. I feed mine cichlid flakes and cichlid pellets. It's made with other fish, and that's what you really need. It's made with salmon and herring. And these guys really love it. I feed it to them twice a day and occasionally a snack, and they like it. I recommend getting more than one. You could probably get away with keeping just one, but they're a schooling fish, so I recommend getting multiple. They actually don't mind being in crowded areas, but I still think it's good to give them a lot of space. I keep 11 in this 20-gallon tank with a few other animals, which I'll get to in a second. I am keeping minnows of various sizes, but if you are keeping multiple, I recommend getting more than one of the same size. I have 3 of these big ones here, a lot of medium-sized ones, and a few tiny ones. They all get along just fine. They won't eat each other because their mouths are so small. Which reminds me, I recommend crushing up the flakes because their mouths are so small, so it needs to fit in their mouths. And as for tank mates, some really good tank mates include crayfish, snails, and sculpins. These 3 animals don't always make good tank mates with each other. Sculpins are very territorial, particularly with other sculpins. I do have more than one in here. I have 4, and I have seen them fighting, but that's completely normal, and so far none of them have died, so it's okay, I guess. The crayfish do like to hide a lot. A lot of mine are actually missing a few limbs, so I don't have to worry about them hunting any of my fish. They were like that when I got them, by the way, but they all have their own unique personality. So you may have different luck than me, who knows? Snails go well with pretty much anything, really, as long as there's nothing in there that definitely will eat them. I have multiple types of snails, and they get along fine with pretty much everything in this tank. They don't really interact with them much, so not much to go on there. They like hanging around at the surface. I heard they actually come up to breathe air, which is a cool fact. But crayfish are known to eat snails, so be careful with that. But again, each crayfish has their own personality, so you might be good, but you might not. They're all different. But minnows are generally low maintenance. They can survive high ammonia and nitrate levels. I actually caught these out of polluted water, so I probably did them a favor by putting them in this tank, really. And all these animals actually prefer colder waters. Most fish that are sold in pet stores are tropical. I keep the tank at, it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I keep it at 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius. I also have a bubbler to add more oxygen and live plants. I also have a log, but that's mostly for the crayfish. All the minnows have started schooling together, and that's completely normal. That's good. It's what they do in the wild, and it's what they're going to do in captivity. You can catch them with nets like I did, but there are probably also some stores that sell them. If you can't find a pet store, you could always go to a bait shop. I'm not quite sure what my minnows are. I think they're either fatheads or true shiners. I think they might be fatheads though. But anyways, there's some tips on how to take care of minnows.